Hello, hello. Hey, Chef Alton. Claimer up first. Destroyer of streams. Champion of the people. All right, we have to finish up the commit from the morning. I committed a minor sin doing this, which is adding a Boolean variable to pretty much the entire call stack here. I think I'm going to leave it as is. What is this? Oh, this is renaming a Boolean variable. I should have checked that in on its own. Hey, Nuka. Thank you very much. Hope everyone's having a good day. I wonder, this is kind of silly, but I wonder if I am increasing the productivity of people in the world by being a long droning voice on in the background. Hey, who cares? How is it going? All right, we don't want to check this in. I'll just revert this so I don't accidentally check it in. What else? What else? Put us on a timer. Yeah, I got to do that. I forgot about that. Okay, I think everything else is looking pretty good. I feel like maybe this can be cleaner code. What are we doing here? We're getting the item so that we can see if there is a shop. If there is no shop, we just stop here. And we check if there's a valid destination for the item. Valid destination can only be a shop, right? Oh, or the tavern. Oh, this is a mistake then. Yeah, this should just be done here. Oh, wait, no, it's not a mistake. Drat, yeah, this is the problem. The shop and the tavern have to both be null. Yeah, so this is that there would never be a destination for this thing. What are we doing here? They're not going to go idle at the tavern. No, 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 this is silly. Yeah, this is silly. I'll just say note, we don't care if the tavern exists or not. Workers aren't going to idle near the tavern in the hopes that a quest starts with the item that they're holding. Yeah, that's much smarter. I'm glad I didn't keep that there. All right, then we need a timer for this, just like how we had for picking up an item, apparently. No, it wasn't that. Yeah, we just search for equals 0.5. We can find it. Yeah, there it is. Worker wander. Yeah, that's what I want. Because I only want them to check every so often for whether there's a valid location. Yeah, so we'll have like a private void check for available destination. Yeah. And I'm not going to read this. I'm just going to copy what we have over here. So let's put this up here and delete the other thing, and now we're good. And this only get called on a timer. Twitch crashed and didn't show the stream starting back. Did you find out through Discord? Or were your spidey senses tingling and you're like, Adam's probably back now? All right, we're going to call all of these things. Except for there is no base leave state here. And this needs to be in this. Everything here is fine. Why is this? Because this can't be overridden. Leave should be adjacent. Glad it told me about that because I didn't realize we had this already. Now it is overridden, but I don't think anything happens in the base state. I don't even know where this comes from. State. Enter, leave. Yeah, okay. Saw it in the sidebar. Ah, I see. All right, now we need start timer. There we go. And it's going to call check for available destination. Okay, let's try that out. Everything should look fine. We've cleaned up the commit a little bit. I'll look through the code one more time, but in general, this should cause all the workers to just stand around. I wonder if we should slightly randomize the time that they check. Doesn't matter too much. Oh, wait a sec. Granting items now is going to grant more than just potions. Well, whatever. Let's speed this up. Did that just cause an issue? It did. What did I mess up? Held item component? Really? What's wrong? The last time I did this, I forgot to call the base method here, but there's no inheritance here where this is instantiated. So it means that they're trying to get a second item. Where's this coming from? Pickup item here. Oh, I think I know what's going on. Worker wander is causing them to go into the pickup item state when they're already holding an item. Oh, that's a problem. That's a big problem. Why do we do that? If the shop doesn't exist. Oh, this would have been such a difficult bug to find if I didn't just find it now. Lunch was good, and that candy was pretty good too. It was softer than I thought. No, softer is not the right word. Um, I don't know how to describe it. Like I thought it was gonna be. I'll just pull up a picture or something. What are those things called? Oh man, I can't remember the name of it. Hang on a second. Let me search for this off screen. I cannot believe I don't remember. Dots. That's what they're called. Although you probably don't know what this is because you didn't grow up in the US. Anyway, there, there's this candy. Nope, I can't click that apparently because of my ad blocker. There's this candy, and these things get like super stuck in your teeth. Why is it linked to Amazon? How do you just go to a picture of these? Man. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, these they get like super stuck in your teeth. I, I don't know how to describe what that is. They're super viscous. I mean, they're not liquid. But yeah, I expected these to be that same way, and they don't. They're fine. Yeah, chewy, I guess. But I mean, like these. This is like putting sludge on a windshield or something. Sticky. They're less sticky. Yeah, that's I think what I mean to say. All right, so how do we fix this? We can't go back to work or wander. So this is if the shop doesn't exist, they need to do something. I don't know what they're going to do then, huh? Because drop off item is what's going to get us into this state to begin with. So they'll just idle wherever they're standing. They'll pick up an item and then just stay there. There's no maybe they should drop the item, but then they'll just pick up the item again. There's no stopping this. Yeah, nothing's gonna happen here until there is a valid destination. They'll just literally stand there. So I guess we just consider them to idle. If there's no shop, then just idle wherever they're standing. At least it'll hopefully be obvious that there's something wrong. I don't know. Let's try it out. Yeah, the lunch burger counter. I don't know how I took 20-minute lunch breaks back then. Like it just seemed so fast. Why did I do that? Hey, Rhyme Dark. Okay, so here's what we're gonna see happen. We're gonna see a bunch of characters just pick up items and stand there. All the ones with weapons. At least I think that's what's gonna happen. Oh, they're not picking up weapons at all. What? What's going on? How did that bug happen? I'm very confused. I like the Skelecursor too. I think it's great. I don't get how this just did anything. If the shop is null, Ooh, how would this have happened? All right, let's print it. Let's just put a breakpoint here. Is this even possible to hit this code? I load the game. I grant a bunch of items. I wait around a little bit. I have no idea what happened then. How did I get that bug to happen earlier? Did the cloning machine go crazy? Yeah, I'm just testing some things out. As soon as I build the weapon shop, they're gonna all pick up their weapons, right? Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Well, what else did I just recently change? It was just this, right? Yeah, I think it was just this. The only way I could tell, I guess, is if I look through the VOD or if I just hit Command Z a bunch of times. Timeout, find item to pick up. No, it was right before I did this thing. And the only thing the code looked like was transition back to worker wander. But the only way for that to have mattered is if we got here, which would mean that they'd have to be holding an item that you don't have the shop to. How could that happen? Oh my God, I know how. If it dropped on the ground, because they pick up items on the ground no matter what. Okay, yes, so we did fix a bug. Yeah. Let me test that out now that I realize what happened. Oh man, I'm glad I asked myself those questions because that's the only way I would have dislodged that answer from my brain. Whoops. Good job, brain. What am I doing? I gotta load the game. So we grant items twice. Now when they pick up a weapon from here, it breaks in. Yep, but now they're just gonna stand there, just staring at the camera with their weapons. This looks so weird. You're gonna be like, why are they just standing there? It's because you don't have a weapon shop. So then you build your weapon shop and they'll just run over there. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so here's realistically what's going to happen is you're going to see that happen once. So if we go back to the title screen, I'll show you the scenario in which it'll happen, which is you've beaten this battle and then you beat the dragon. And at this point, your worker will pick up the sword and then just stand there. Shouldn't they carry it to the warehouse? Yeah, maybe they should. What happens if I build the warehouse? Wait, no, hold on. Maybe you're right, but I need to have the warehouse. So I guess we do grant most thing. No, darn it, not that. Grant items. And then we need a worker to pick up a weapon. Okay, and now we build the warehouse. No, darn it, it's not that way. God, okay, this is a very specific repro, but I need to grant items, then grant the warehouse, and then make a bunch of workers. Yes, they will go drop them. Okay, yes. Yeah. So I see what I need to do. Wait, no. Why'd they stop moving? Yeah, they need to get out of this state. Otherwise, your workers are gonna get stuck, and that's really hard to figure out. Yeah, I think they should probably drop them off at the warehouse. Will that work if I just do this? Transition to drop off item? I'm not sure. It might just work. Drop me off at the warehouse. Kind of kid would ask for that. Fun warehouse. All right, we need that same repro. So grant items, then no, don't add in the warehouse. Get all of our workers to just stand around doing nothing. Oh, they're going to look like they're walking, doing nothing. And then it's not until we hit build that they're going to go there. And then they stop again, which looks very weird. Yeah, so I think ideally they should just wander around with the item. Yeah. Yeah, so now the warehouse is full, but nothing's going to fix that unless I do that. It's a massive clog of skeletons. A kid that needs to go to the warehouse, duh. But why? Yes, boy, you could build a game like MapleStory, yeah, sure. I think any MapleStory's multiplayer, right? I think any multiplayer game is like necessarily harder to make, and it's harder to get a community for and make sure everything's balanced in the way that people expect. All right, so what are we doing here? Drop off items are just going to put them right back in this state, which is going to mess everything up because they don't have a destination they can go to. So it's like they need to wander around until a destination opens up. Yeah, if is holding item, drop off item. So drop off item means that there was a destination. So we would need to check here that they can drop off the item. Has destination. Does destination exist? If they don't, then what happens? Shouldn't they just find somewhere else to wander? I believe so. So wait, why is this even problematic? Why did this fail to begin with? They go into this state. We know that they're holding an item. Find item to pick up. Where's that get called from? Oh my God, seriously. Oh, I think I just made a mistake here. Whoops. Yeah, whoops. We used to have this inside of here, presumably. Yeah, there was an else clause. Now we don't have that. Ooh, all right, I just made a tiny mistake. All right, so if you're already holding an item, then just return. There's nothing to do here. Yeah, all right. I think that should fix everything. It's not like we wasted a bunch of time doing this. Everything's a-okay. All right, grant a bunch of items, add a bunch of workers. They should just wander around with their items. Yeah. And they're going to wander to the shops if the shop exists. If the shop does not exist, they're just going to wander around randomly, which is going to look like how it used to look. So as soon as I build the shop, they should go there. Well, the armors at least. And then the ones with extra ones, so these two in the back maybe, are going to wait up there. Yeah. Then I build the warehouse, and any extra ones should go over there. Okay, I think this is working how we want it to. Now, if I do build the weapon shop, they'll come pick these up. And then one of them, the one with the cane, is going to wait in the back. Yeah. Look at that. Skeleton butler. Perfect. The workers wait in the shop and tell people to just buy something already, please. Yes. If you hit them, they'll drop rupees sometimes. Also, do you see that? The blinking animation? There it is. Glorious. Yeah, nice. The amount of polish, I mean, look at that. If that's not polish, I don't know what polish is. A slime specific panel background. This has got to be the greatest game of all time. Okay, so let's check this in. This looks good. This is good, good. Yep, 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 yep. Yeah, everything's fine, but why is this here? Nothing even changed here. Why is that showing? Town. Yeah, it doesn't show here. All right, whatever. Worker, yep, looks good. Drop off item. This is fine. This happens on a timer now, yeah. Doing the small things that make you happy is great sometimes. So my take on this is the stuff that's going to make players happier. This particular thing, this was like an easy enough win, and the majority of the work is artwork here, not dev work. Although there actually was some dev work because I didn't know how to do theme inheritance, which turns out is not really a thing, et cetera, et cetera. It's not worth explaining. Yeah, I think the more of this that looks good for when Next Fest hits, the better. I think it's going to help players want to share the game. And I've watched enough people stream the game now, and every time they get confused, I always think, man, this is probably going to be frustrating for all their viewers to watch. Yeah. I also realize the video that somebody made on Skeleseller that did the best is the one where I think they looked like they were having the most fun out of everybody. I mean, they also edited it and did a good job in general with it. But if we sort by upload date here, oh, 10 hours ago. A video I can't understand. I'm definitely watching this. Also got like 800 views in that amount of time. What is that? What was that? Did you see that? There's like a hedgehog. I think a hedgehog recorded themselves streaming this. Hold on a second. I want to see really fast. How many? This person doesn't have a ton of subscribers or anything. Getting 800 views is pretty good. What did he say? Could you please list Steam games and itch games separately? I'm not good at Steam. I'm just playing itch games. I really like the game concept, but it's a shame that the quality is so low that I can't get immersed in it. If it's quality like FFBE, what is FFBE? What? Is this what they're talking about? Does anyone call this FFBE? Never even heard of this game. What is this game? Free to play mobile RPG. Turn-based role-playing game. I mean, these are both made by like AAA studios, right? What does this person say in response? I have similar thoughts. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What does this say? Thought about it for a while. Games that are played on itch are later released on Steam. I don't think it'll have much significance. I'm sorry, but I'm writing down whether I did it on Steam or itch in the description box. I'm going to need to chime in on some of these comments. I'll write this for tomorrow. Watch this video and respond to comments. Yeah, I think it's a little... I'm just going to thumbs up the video anyway right now. I think it's a little unfair if they're expecting like AAA quality. This person played for an hour and 15 minutes. That's pretty good. It means they must have had some fun. Anyway, okay, so I didn't even look through it expecting there to be a new video. All I was going to show is this video here. This had 2.4 thousand views, which is pretty good. I mean, this person doesn't have like a ton of subscribers or anything. And this person just seemed to have a ton of fun playing the game. There was another person who did this person who also seemed to have fun playing the game, but they've got AI artwork as their thumbnail, and I think that probably hurt them a little bit here. And then it's a bunch of me, and that's it. Yeah, there's no one else. Auto battle, I don't like game skills, so yeah. Have you rechecked if anyone used your videos? When you say used my videos, what do you mean? Because YouTube has a built-in like copyright thing. Oh, this is a pretty good thumbnail. Good job. Yeah, like with the tutorials. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, YouTube does it automatically for me, and it hasn't found anything. It's very hard to find those myself sometimes because people aren't going to upload something like Adam Learns stolen video or something like that. So there's only so much I can search for to even try to find it. And sometimes they're like garbled titles or their descriptions are like, this isn't my content, but they don't actually credit me. I'm still not totally sure what their angle was. It's probably to build legitimacy for their channel somehow. All right, so we don't need this. Yeah, the rest of this looks good. Worker wander. This was super important. This should have been in the last commit. Get log -1. Improve worker behaviors. Only pick up item from the warehouse. And yeah. That should be checked in before this. So we need to hit the plus button here. And then amend. Good. I need to hide some videos. Share the videos you liked. Might drive some more audience to their videos, which in return will make it more favorable in the algorithm for YouTube. I've been sharing them occasionally in the Skeleseller Discord, I think at least. Gotta read that comment really fast. Where did I put it? Yeah, I shared here. If anyone's interested, here's some videos I found. I don't think, like, the Discord doesn't have that many people in it. It's a total of, what, like 70-ish? So I don't think people are super actively checking this out. By the way, I know I already posted this in Discord, but this is what the game looked like in, I think, July of last year for picking a party. I don't know how many people remember this, but now what it looks like is this. And it's very, very easy to tell how much life they have. You have different sprites. They're centered properly. It's just the game looks so much better. All right, let's keep looking at this. I think it's just this one left. Yeah. All right, so what did this do? This makes it so that workers will now wait at a destination. Here it is. Make workers wait at a shop. When a worker is holding an item and doesn't have an available destination, but you built the shop for selling that item, they'll now go wait at that shop. Note that they currently wait at one single location in that shop, which will be changed at some point. Wait, I just got a cool from a Korean name here. Did you find this through the... Well, how did you find this? Does it have anything to do with me looking at that YouTube video right now? Because it's a wild coincidence. They're not sharing their secrets. It's just haha. Well, anyway, welcome in. I'm Korean. I'm your fan. Well, yeah, welcome. It can't be a coincidence. I mean, it could be. Totally could be. We'll never know. All right, fix the location, though. I'll move to. Let's do that. I'm going to record a video in Spanish. I don't know. Maybe that actually would be a good idea. That's a decent marketing thing. I'm gonna write that down in marketing at least. I'm gonna write this down. Actually, we should probably do it once we have localization for the game. Yeah. Yeah. Because I think that's what convinces people to play the game. I watched a Chinese person stream the game in Chinese, and their Chinese audience said, I'd like for this game to be localized. So I think that's the first question they're probably gonna have. Same thing in Spanish, is like, will this game actually be in Spanish? Yeah, follow-up work. Ask people to stream. Ask people to make a YouTube video in the localized languages. Yeah. Okay. I said something in Spanish to a Spanish colleague at work today. She got really excited and fired Spanish back at me like 200 words per microsecond. I can help a bit with the Korean localization if you want. I'm on your Discord channel. Oh, cool. What's your name on Discord? Did you? Huh. Well, I'll write that down. Offers. YouTube. Go to channel. Does this work? Oh, yeah, it does. JDW64. Okay, yeah. Um, their YouTube channel. Okay. On Discord. Okay, I'm only including this here because they said it in a public location already. So I'm also going to include it here because you could have just looked at YouTube to see that. So I can only offer the least commonly used way of spelling German. I mean, that's probably still helpful, but I don't know when we're going to get to the localization stuff. I feel like we need the game to be pretty solid in English. And then it's probably worth channeling some dev time into that. All right, that stuff's done. Fix the location that they all move to, maybe randomize it a bit. Right now, they're moving to the upper left part of the shop. And I think the only reason they're moving there is because I think the shop is considered to be right here. And they can't move there, so they're moving to the next available spot. So we've got to specify a region or something for this. Where's the forest thing that I have? Grant items. Yeah, here it is. Instance id.forest. I just need to see this in action. I struggle with listening and speaking, but I'm fairly confident in reading. All right, sounds good. Yeah, thank you, JDW. I remember someone was watching my stream about a year ago, and they said they were learning Portuguese by watching my stream. And I asked, how does that work? Because I don't speak Portuguese. And they said they're watching with Portuguese captions on. So that was interesting. I've never heard of that before. All right, they're all going to go wait over here. Let's take a picture of this. And that's probably where the shop is positioned. Yeah, it's right there, which is why they're going where they are, because it has a collision shape around the whole thing. All right, well, what do I want to have happen? If without thinking of what's the implementation, just where should workers go when they're waiting around? Because the way I could see it is they could go somewhere in this general area. They could go kind of anywhere in the shop. Like maybe they wait here, maybe they wait here. I kind of like that idea. I like it being randomized anywhere within this area. I think that'd be nice. Yeah. Always amazing to see your code because I've actually cloned a lot of your code and I can't make a game like this. Cloned a lot of my code. That's not something you're supposed to do. I think, I mean, practically, I don't really care as long as you're not trying to make like Skeleseller and say that it's your own. But yeah, I generally too, it's not the best for learning. I think for learning, you try to understand how to do something. And I think breaking it down into smaller parts is really good. And if you see someone else do that thing, it's like, okay, take a look, but then see if you can replicate it afterward. If they form a queue, I'm probably not going to do that. Yeah, some patterns. No, that's yeah. The patterns are fine. It's not like I have a patent on the patterns anyway. Randomize a bit. So I want it to be in the shop region. I want the workers to wait pretty much anywhere in the shop region. We don't have a region dedicated in the shop itself, but we do have the item drop zone now. So we could just pick anything within the item drop zone. See you, Rami, and thank you very much. Hope you have a good sleep. We could at least pick that for right now. It would work just fine. Shop. Where's the drop zone? Oh, that's not supposed to be there. Yeah. So how do you get a random point within a region? I think you have to get its extents and then randomize it like that. We do this with wander regions though, so we should be able to do it like that. Oh, let's go find out. Wander regions, wander region. There it is. Random region. Yeah, here it is. It's in a collision shape. What does a collision shape extend? A node 2D. So it's technically it's rectangle shape, and rectangle doesn't have like a get random point. No, it just has point. That's fine. The nav has a shop area too. We already do that for customers. We have wander regions, if that's what you're talking about. The problem is the wander regions aren't part of the shop scene. They're part of this scene. These ones. I think I just want to use the item drop. Oh, no. Actually, the item drop zone could have a problem, couldn't it? Because technically the item drop zone could extend up to like, whoops, do not want to do that. The item drop zone could extend up to like here. I think it'll be good enough for now, though. I think I'm going to do this anyway. Yeah, if they end up waiting in some weird area, we can just fix it. All right, so first things first, I want to make a function that does this. This gets the position of this, adds the... What's within a collision shape? Kind of a weird thing, right? Is this a collision shape? Yeah, it is. But it has to be a rectangle. How do we even know that it's a rectangle? Oh, we don't. It's just that this has a get rectangle function. But that's a boundary that might include more than what's needed if it's not a rectangle. So for example, if it's a circle, it's going to count all of the corners when we probably shouldn't. I wonder if we should just make a special region for this and put it inside the shop. Like the idle locations. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning toward that, to be honest. Because the other thing I was thinking is that if you were to just draw a... Hang on, let me get this first before I mess this up. Okay. If you were to just draw a rectangle over this whole thing, it means that a worker could choose to be right here, which would probably look a little strange. So maybe we do only want them to wait up here somewhere. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay, cool. They would only try to get as close to outside of the nav area as they could. So I don't think it would end up being too strange. But yeah, I think the way I want to change this is to just put a specific rectangle here. Thanks, JDW. All right, let's put a new thing in. Can we just add an area 2D? I don't think you technically can without putting a collision shape as well. Can you just add a shape? You can put a collision shape in, but it's going to say it doesn't do anything, right? Please use it as a child of area. Yeah, fine. All right, fine. Well, then let's do that. It's going to look a little strange, but fine. All right, so we'll call this the idle or like worker idle area. And then add a collision shape 2D under here. Give this a rectangle. And then I guess give it a special color too. Let's just make it pink for now. And then struggle to try to move this thing. All right, this is going to be impossible to figure out where this should be without the game just running. So let's run the game. And then if it looks good, we will use that thing from the code. Not sure what I did. What is the normal activation phrase? It's hey and then the name of the assistant, right? Because I wonder how that got caught too. Could have an invisible tile map, so it picks a random used cell, gives you more control over the shape of the waiting area. Oh, I can just draw it like this too. This should work fine. And it looks like it's correct. Can I turn off the other ones? If I click that, does it turn off? No. I want to get rid of, oh, it does turn them off. Oh, I just turn off the static body. I see. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. We could extend it all the way to the edges, but already it's kind of fine. Exactly. Not gonna get me. Who do you think you are, Z-Wubs? All right, so worker idle area, we get that. And then I guess we can make this hidden by default. Oh, it's just that. Interesting. Maybe I said this word? Because that would kind of catch it. All right, so shop has a worker idle area. That is a collision. No. It's an area 2D. And what is it considered when I was doing it over here? It is a collision shape 2D, random region area 2D. Yeah, perfect. Okay, area 2D. We'll call this the worker idle area. I don't know what I just clicked. Worker idle area is in area 2D. All right, next up, we need an extension for an area 2D. Where do we have our list extensions? Put an area 2D extensions. It's just for area 2D. It's not even just for area 2D. It's something more specific than that. It's for an area 2D backed by a rectangular collision shape. Yeah, I don't know about that. All right, what's it going to do? Return a vector 2. Random point within rectangular shape. Can probably add the extension to rect2. Well, the thing is, I wanted it to also do this stuff. So like we have an area 2D, and then it's got to fetch its collision shape, and then it's got to get the rectangle from the collision shape, and then do the stuff on the rectangle. So there's enough boilerplate here. But I guess the other problem we have is it's got to find out what the collision shape is called. Maybe what I should do is just make a new scene type and just use that everywhere. So instead of having, where is this? Instead of having these regions be here, this should just be its own scene type. That probably makes the most sense. Yeah, I like that best. What is this button? Node is in this group wander region. Yeah, that's fine. All right, I should probably make that change, huh? Yeah. I don't want to do this. There's some work. It's not like this is hard. It's pretty straightforward. It's just so boring. And it's, yeah, what are you going to do? That's bricklaying. Let's go do it. So save this as its own scene. Let's put this in scenes. Town. What do we call this? Area, rectangular area 2D. The whole reason of doing this is to be able to say that I think I should just call it a region. Or rectangular region, maybe. I don't know. Why extend with extensions? Well, originally I was thinking I want to be able to call this from different locations. Extensions themselves are just static functions that are accessible right from the type itself. So for example, you could have public static void foo, and it takes in a, I don't know, an area 2D, let's say, and then does something. Or you can have an extension method which will look pretty similar, but would have this in it. So it's just a matter of, you have some area 2D somewhere, some area, and then do you want to be able to call foo like this, or do you want to have to call it with like some namespace dot foo some area? So it's just, what do you prefer? This is option 1 extension, and this is option 2. So yeah, why choose an extension? Because you find yourself doing this a lot. That's all. They're both, I think, basically identical. The reason why people don't sometimes like extensions is because you can't always assume that they exist. So you're sort of a little less intentional about them. But in C#, I don't even really find that to be as true, because you still have to import the extension or else this thing won't work. And that's your intentionality. So I don't know, but I think I'm going to call this region. I just wonder if I should call it rectangular region. I think I will. Yeah. Rectangular region. Rectangular collision shape. Okay. Now we need to attach a script to this. There we go. The unit task syntax. I'm not familiar with that. Oh, is this a Unity thing? Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. All right, so rectangular region. Oh, what weird. It didn't automatically type that out for me. Huh, strange. Okay, an area 2D that specifically has a collision shape 2D that is a rectangle. And then these should be the CC-ref comments. Does that work? Who knows? Gotta reload this. Probably not, though. No, it should work. Hello? There we go. All right, then we take this and put all of this stuff into here. And what should this be called? Get wander target. Yeah, we're just gonna say get random point. All right, I don't need random region. It's gonna be this. We don't need that because we're gonna cache that. So we're gonna say collision shape, or rectangular collision shape, is equal to that. It's gonna have a uniquely identified child named rectangular collision shape. We get this thing. Nice. It knows what I want. We put a namespace here. Then we get this from here. All right, now what's the problem here? Object reference is required for non-static. Oh yeah, that shouldn't be static. All right, take care, JDW. Yeah, 5 a.m. for you. Wow. I don't know if you're just waking up or you're just going to sleep, but either way, have a good day. Thanks for dropping in. For those who don't know, I am chatting to someone on YouTube, the only person on YouTube right now. And then there were 0. So this was the easy part, because this was all via code. The rest of this we got to do by changing all of these types. Well, shouldn't be that bad, right? Shop has a collision shape. Let's call this testeroni to make it easier to find in the file. Shop.tstn. Close every other tab. Search for testeroni. There it is. We want these two shapes. The position and the shape, I mean. So this is the position. And this is the shape. Then we're going to go change everything. We are going to instead instantiate in a rectangular region and then give it editable children and copy everything that this is about. Copy that into here. And then copy the shape into here. Why can't I paste? What do I have to make this unique? What? What just happened? What? This is smaller than it should be. How did that happen? Oh, I'm changing the wrong thing. Oh my God. I should be copying from here. Ooh, I don't know what I just messed up then. All right, let's Command Z out of all this stuff. All right, now let's try that again. But this time, let's copy from the right thing. Yeah, whoops. All right, I want the same position. Copy that over to here. And then I want the same shape. Make unique. Copy that over to here. Perfect. Okay, same everything. Then we're going to call this worker idle area. Delete this, make this unique, delete the two. All right, now I think we're looking good. All I've done is modify this for the shop. I'm going to need to modify this for the wander regions as well, but we haven't gone there yet. Okay, so we have the worker idle area, and then we need a function in here like get random worker idle destination. I don't know, whatever. Get vector2. Get random worker idle position. Worker idle area dot get random point. Easy peasy. Then in wait for whatever I called it, instead of picking that point, we pick this point. Now let's try that out. Let's fix the bug first. Area 2D does not contain a definition for this. Ha, I say. This is not an area 2D. No, it is an upgraded rectangular region wearing a monocle. All right, that should work. So now they'll idle anywhere at the top of the shop in this rectangular area that we have. And that's it. It should just look a little better. So we load the game. Oh, I don't have many workers. I need a bunch of workers. Oh, that is like super breaking. What happened here? Is it because I changed the name of blacksmith region or whatever that was? Node not found, collision shape 2D. Yeah, I know. You don't need to tell me twice. Rectangular collision shape. Okay, maybe I don't know. Relative to worker idle area. It shouldn't be a worker idle area anymore. Did I forget to change how that works? Worker idle area. Rectangular idle area. Where's it trying to find the collision shape? What line of code is that happening on? Where is that happening? It's coming from some CS file. Yeah, here it is. Destination functions? Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I know I didn't change this yet. I did not mean to keep this the way that it was. Ah, drat. Okay, fine. Let's go back to the town thing and fix that up. Wait, the town didn't even get changed. How is that possible? I never saved it, that's how. And now it got saved? It's still not showing up. What? This shouldn't be possible. I should see a change to town scene here, and I don't. Huh. Think you left a testaroni in the scene? I did, yes. That should not matter, I think. Where did I put that? Oh, whoops. I didn't realize I renamed something. I never even, oh, I never intended to modify this to begin with. And when I realized I was modifying the wrong thing, I collapsed it, so I couldn't even see the testeroni that was there anymore. That was very silly of me. Thank you, Kevin. Now let's try that again. Are any errors? Yes, still an error, but hopefully this is easier to find now. Still saying can't find collision shape 2D. Did I forget to save this? Or did I run it from the wrong thing? I don't even know. Worker idle areas where it's saying you can't find it though. This has a script that's trying to locate a collision shape, which is ideally what this thing is. It is. Yes. So that part I think is fine. But it's still saying you can't find something else here. Worker idle area, get random point. This is a rectangular region. That stuff's fine. Collision shape is ready. That should be fine too. I'm not sure what I've done wrong here. Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, let's look through the entire diff. It shouldn't be that hard to find, right? This doesn't even matter. Get rid of this. And let me close out of all of these before I forget. So rectangular region's brand new. That looked fine to me. This is the modified thing that now uses the rectangular region as the worker idle area. And that looks good. This is the new script that we have. This is using that area. That looks fine. This is a minor change that has no impact. This should be fine too. Yeah, I don't see what's wrong. The thing is, the only place where I'm accessing this should be a new place where I'm accessing this. I mean, I guess we can look through this and try to figure out what's going on there. Get wander target. Random region. It didn't even get saved though. That's what I don't understand. Oh, unless I copy pasted. Oh my God, I know what I did. I accidentally have this tagged with the wander region group. That was a mistake. Yeah, uncheck that. Done. Okay. That was silly. I forgot I had that tag because I saved the branch as a scene and it saves the group there too. So now we shouldn't be seeing any errors. Yeah. And now when I load from a save file and add in a bunch of workers, add in a bunch of items, and then save. So now they should go to random spots up here. Yeah. Yeah. Then they pick a different random spot to go to afterward. It looks so stupid. Oh, there's a tiny problem here. Oh, by allowing it to try to pick this area, it's putting a lot of skeletons around the shopkeep. I don't think that's really a problem. Yeah, I think this looks fine. Is this good? Do we like this? Because this is what I intended, but does it look good now? Hey, Turian, and thank you. I can't take credit for them, though. They came from an asset pack, but I like them as well. Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it looks a little kind of creepy, to be honest, but I don't know. I don't know. That's just, yeah, I don't know. What happens when I have more of these things? I think I prefer if only one of them moves to refill, but that's a different topic. Yeah, there need to be scheduling for that. Then we need to know the pool of workers that's waiting and only pull from one of them. Yeah, okay. Well, this is like I said, this is what I intended, so let's use that. But then now we need to go change the other regions so that they use this new class, which means I need to open up town scene and make this change everywhere. This is always a little bit annoying to do. So here's what I'm going to try. We're going to try instantiating in a rectangular region and call this something like blacksmith 2. And then I think we need this to be editable and for this to have a unique shape. Can we just do this in the root scene, or is that not going to work? I doubt it. Or maybe what you do is you'd say local to scene. Yeah, local to scene. And then making it be unique is not necessary. So now I delete this and I instantiate it in the rectangular region. Hey, damage. Would it look more natural if they didn't all change positions at the same time? They have random idle times before changing positions. Yeah, that would probably help. I think the reserving the item displays could solve it. So first when I execute their state process, we get to place it. Yeah, yeah, I agree. But I don't want to put that level of thought into it just yet. But I do think it would look better. Blacksmith, I'll call this blacksmith new. And then we need to make this editable. So if I were to just change this, let's say I put that there and resized it. Does this change anything else? I guess the only way we'd know is if we instantiated another one of these things. So we'll make this one editable as well. And now we move this and we resize that one too. Oh, it looks like they're already unique. So that's good. So then all we need to do is make sure that all of the new instances of these have the right group, which is like that, and that they have the same shapes that the other ones had, which is going to be a little bit annoying. Town scene.tscn, close everything else, delete that. Blacksmith. All right, so blacksmith new has a rectangular collision shape right there. This needs to match this. But then its shape also needs to match. N7B. N7B needs this. There. And now we should be able to delete the blacksmith region because both of these should be the same. So if I turn this one off, we still see it. If I turn this one off, we still see it. Yeah. So they're the same, and we can now delete blacksmith from here and call this just blacksmith. Is there such thing as convert to type? There's a change type somewhere here. Yeah, change type, but there's no way to change it to a different scene as far as I know. You have to just change its Godot type. So I'll probably need to do this by modifying the scene file manually. But then there's one more problem we need to do here, which is that now wander regions are rectangular regions, which might cause us some pain in the future too. But we would go modify this. So this gets an array of nodes, which we then convert into a rectangular region. And then we just return a random point in that region. And then we can delete all this code, which is nice. Anything else? Add wander to location. That must call get wander target. What does this do? Oh, we pass in the vector. Okay. Wow. All right, let's go make the other changes. Hopefully it's not too bad. Right? All right, so blacksmith. So the parent is the same. We're going to end up deleting the type. Let's copy this before I mess it up. We're going to end up deleting the type. Then we give it an instance, like so. Then we change its collision shape. Name is going to be different. Type is going to be different. Index is going to be set. And it doesn't need a position anymore. And that should just work. Let's try it. Because if it did work, then we can change all of these at once. Drat. So close. Hmm. Hmm. It has the wrong. No, it has the right size. It's the wrong location. Where does the location come from? Huh, I don't know. It's not even marked as having editable children. Oh, does that come at the bottom of the file? Ooh, yeah, that's why. Oh God. All right, I should have done this with two of these, I guess. All right, let's make it editable. And now what? It's still in the wrong location. We wanted to be down here. I'm just gonna save that and let's see how this modified the file. N7B. Isn't that what we already had? That was what was used for the blacksmith. This position got changed ever so slightly. Oh, is this because the rectangular region has some random transform? Yes, it is. Oh, God. Whoops. Let's set that back to 0, 0, I guess. So it's negative 200, negative 56. We got to remember that. Yeah, because now that needs to be a negative 200, negative 56. Oops, I typed negative 566. All right, we're getting there. Yes. Yes. Good. So now we would just need to make this change with everything else. All right, let's go do it. So Alchemist, Warehouse, Helper Region West, Helper Region East. Alchemist, Warehouse, Helper Region West, East. Yeah, I may need to fix the shop scene, although that should have an overridden position, so I'm hoping it doesn't need anything, but we will have to take a look at that. All right, so now let's look at Alchemist. We should be able to change all of these at once. Yeah, we delete these. It would be great if these didn't have these annotations there. Then we add in that. Then we go change the collision shapes. They are no longer collision shapes. They are now rectangular collision shapes. They don't have this type. They do have an index. Something's wrong. We got extra square brackets somehow. When did that happen? Because of that? Yeah, two of these autocompletes are correct. The last one adds in two extra square brackets. That's bizarre. All right, well, that's fine. Let me delete the type on these things. Index equals 0. Anything else? Did the rectangles change? God, it's so hard to read this. They did. But why? They could all be the same. They shouldn't be, though. 80, 32. Well, this is going to be a problem. TSL. There were two different shapes that we used. All right, whatever. I'm just going to reload the scene. We're going to see that we messed it up a little bit. Wait, no, everything looks fine. How's that possible? How is that possible? I'm a genius is how. Just naturally worked. All right, well, whatever. If it looks good, it looks good. Now let's open up the shop scene and make sure I didn't break that. Nope, looks good there too. All right, well then, yeah, let's try it out. As long as we don't see anything out of the ordinary, no errors. then I'd say we're fine. I'm gonna keep this open on my other monitor just to see if there are errors. Let's load up our game. Still no errors. Let's speed this up. Descend like locusts. All right, there's something a little weird about this. We don't have all the signs showing. I think that's because of some tutorial thing that I skipped. Oh, I have no way of getting armor and weapons. I have to actually do battle for that. All right, well, let's unlock everything and go get some from here. Give me the items. All right, looks good. They should eventually get to the point where they fill up these shops, and I should be able to see them wait there too. They're mostly getting potions, so I'm not really seeing it happen elsewhere. I guess we would need to get rid of some of those potions. This is so stupid. All right, yeah, that one's waiting with a helmet, and these are waiting with bows. Yeah, so I think it's working. So as soon as we see a customer come over here, I'll just add a bunch of customers. Yeah, nice. So goofy. Yeah, neat. Okay, so let's check this in. Right, that's all we needed to do here? Fix the location they moved to? Yep. All right, so we made a rectangular region class. Whoa, I didn't know you could do that. You can just hover over pictures to see what they are. Neat. This is looking good. Oh, they all have wander regions, right? They must, or else I would have been broken. Yep, you can tell because this icon is there. And if we didn't look at the icon, we'd be able to look over here and see it. Yeah. Okay, looks good. In Area 2D, this specifically has a collision shape that is a rectangle. Sounds good. Sounds good. Does not sound good. Sounds good. Cool, yeah. Randomize idle position for workers. When going to a shop that is full, the workers won't always choose the same spot now. To accomplish this, I made rectangular region, which I could also use for wander regions. So I did. I think that's implied, but now it's explicit. Save. What did I change? Oh, the town? Yeah, town shouldn't have any changes now, right? If I refresh this. It thinks that there's still a change somehow. Nope, I went away. Perfect. Next, would it look more natural if they didn't all change positions at the same time, so they have random idle times before changing positions? Yep. Let's go do that. Did you check the shop scene in the editor? I'm not sure how it didn't break when you changed the region scene. I did check it. And the reason I think it didn't break is because we already had this as local to the scene with the correct path in here. So it just got saved that way. What was I going to do? Search for the timers. Where are those timers? Worker, wander, and wait for something. This, timer, and timer. Yeah. Are there any other states that have these? Waves cleared outside of time. Yeah, those don't matter. Okay, so now instead of a 0.5 second wait, we can just do gd.rand range 0.4 to 0.6. I think that's probably good enough, right? Maybe it's better to... yeah, maybe I'll go to 0.7 and see how that feels. Probably won't be super obvious. And where's the other one? Here. Hey, Jeep. How goes it? All right, let's try. All right, load our game. And now just wait for them to walk over there. This looks broken. Yeah, this definitely looks broken. What's going on? What is going on? Why did only the clerics stop? I think loading from a saved game is broken. They're not going to the right spots. I wonder if I take even just one potion away if that fixes everybody. Yeah, weird. What? How did that work? All right, so if I take a potion, they won't all immediately move, but most of them probably will. Yeah, you know what? If we had them just take upwards of like 2 seconds, it'd probably still feel fine. And they wouldn't all move at once. But yeah, loading from a save file seems broken. Bug. Load from save file that has every item slot in the shop filled already. And for whatever reason, workers will wander around without idling at the shops. Got to figure that out. Look more natural. They didn't change position. Yeah. So let's fix this thing still. I think making it go anywhere from maybe 0.4 all the way up to like 2 seconds. I don't know if this is going to feel like it's laggy. It might. It's an intentional delay, but if it's perceived as lag, then that's a problem. Watch another video about how AI is going to replace software engineers. I think AI is going to replace everybody. I think instead of watching a YouTube video, AI is going to watch that YouTube video for you. And then instead of you enjoying it, AI will suck the life force out of you. No, I'm kidding. I think, though, that it is going to change how we live our lives. And it hasn't fully taken over yet. All right, so loading from the save file already, they're not going to go to the right locations, but let's do that. And now they should go to the right location. Some might still wander around forever if they weren't in that 2 second time. Something weird is going on. Okay, so now I take an item away, and sometime between half a second and 2 seconds from when I do that, some of these characters will move, but not all of them. I mean, yeah, that seems fine. Yeah, sure. How do we know Adam's not AI right now? This is like, how do you know when to sell Bitcoin? When it made it to whatever, $30,000, you would have probably felt like you were great for selling at 30,000. But then it went up to 100,000. You probably would have felt like a moron if you'd sold for 30,000. So how do you know I'm not AI? It would be silly of me to replace myself with AI when it's in this form of maturity. But 2-3 years from now, and you can't tell the difference, that's when I'll be rolling in the cash. I'll be laying down in bed, and virtual me will just be streaming still, making way more progress than I would normally make on the game. Yeah, I think this feels a lot better. And by not moving instantaneously, they feel less robotic. In fact, I think that's possibly the biggest thing here. It used to be that workers would just immediately know exactly where to go, and they'll still know that in some cases, but not just immediately moving makes them feel less like robots, more like they're actual workers. In fact, I almost wonder if we should delay it for even longer. But I think that's pretty good for now. But yeah, then there's this bug. How did this bug happen? Loading from a save file with every slot filled. So I just click the load button and these will just wander around forever. So what would cause that to happen? They're clearly in the worker wander state, but they're not making it back to the correct state. So yeah, why? They're holding an item, so they call drop off item. There is no destination, so they just stay in this state. I see. So why don't they ever enter this state? Wait with item for available destination. There's a reason for that, and I don't remember what it was. Something that made us want to leave this and go back to wander, but not re-enter this state if the shop doesn't exist. Yeah, so as long as the shop exists, so that's what we should figure out here. Yeah. So if the shop, wait, if the destination exists but just isn't available, go wait by it. This is kind of dumb. My worker is sometimes slow when I load the game. Is that a concern? Since it's random, would someone else notice it? I don't think it would actually be slow when you load the game because I think these changes I made were only for a couple of different states. One is that you are at the shop already, which you wouldn't be. And two is that where does that other timer happen? Two is that you're trying to pick up an item. So no, I think it should feel fine still. Also, loading, I think, is paired with a transition that takes half a second. So it'd feel half a second faster. But I still don't think it should be applicable. But as always, I think if it ever is a problem, we just listen to the feedback and change it. Also, hi to lose. There's one thing I need to do. Oh yeah, this. If the destination exists but just isn't available, go wait by it. So this is to try to figure out if the shop exists. Where are you here? Okay, so if shop is not null, I was hoping it would write out the thing that I want. There we go. We could just do it this way. In fact, I kind of want to do that here too. We don't ever use the item again, do we? Item category. No, we don't. Just makes it a little bit less verbose. And we do the same thing down here. Yeah. Ignore it because that's cooler. That's definitely easier. Sometimes I want to be able to just ignore it. I think there have been a lot of really good little ideas through feedback. And like one of them, Page, I think, was the first person to suggest that you should be able to drop an item on a shop by just dropping it anywhere on that shop. I just hadn't thought of that. And it turned out to be a great change. All right, we load the game. They should just go walk by the shops and wait there now. Let's speed this up a little bit. Yeah, perfect. So could that ever happen in the actual game, or is that only when you load from a save file? That is a very tough question. You start in the wander state, but you would have just come from picking up an item. And if you picked up an item... Oh, wait, do they pick up an item? Are they? I don't actually know how this works. Hang on a second. Let's set it so that workers don't move. Hey, MMH. I think you might be trying to join Jump Royale, which is not going on right now. I think they're just carrying the items. I don't remember doing that. Yeah, I only have it running during my breaks, which I probably should take one soon. Where do we do that? Oh my goodness, we do store it here. So that's how that's happening. They're saved with the items that they're holding. Oh, that makes sense. But what does that mean? That means that we need to restore the state correctly. We probably should restore them as being in the pickup item state. No, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. What do they go to once they're done? They go to drop off item. Ideally, that's what should happen here. It should be that we just load it from a save file and we load them into the drop off item state. Yeah, that's the smarter way of doing this. How do we do that? I don't think there's an easy way to do this. We don't have a load function here. We have some like entity save functions, entity factory. Yeah, here it is, load, create worker. Force the wander state. Oh no. Oh no, indeed. We need to know if they're holding an item to put them into a different state altogether. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Yeah. This is not good. Also, this shouldn't even be here. This should probably be over here. Create worker cloning. Create worker when you start the game. Create worker with entity save data. Yeah, this is the only place this is done. So we should have put the force wander state in there. I think that would make a lot more sense. We don't even need to save this anymore. Oh, man. All right. What's this called? Worker instance? And then the same thing should happen in this. Add adventurer. Isn't there create somewhere? All right, well, whatever. That's fine. Whatever I just did is wrong. Yeah. I don't even know where I just put that. In here. This is so far away from what I wanted. And this will only work if create worker could even do this, which probably can't. All right, no, you know what? We're not going to change this. I don't want to break anything. Let's put everything back. Just hold your horses. Yeah, there. Okay, so what we do want is to check in what I've done before I mess this up. Did I even change anything worthwhile here? Yeah, I randomized some times. All right, let's check in the randomized times. Because that's good. Randomized worker times further. They used to all act at once after 0.5 seconds. Now it's randomized between 0.4 to 2. This also makes them feel less robotic. If we were making a game like Botland, that'd be fine. But we're not doing that. And some would like us never to do that again. This is just code simplification stuff. I think it's worth checking in. Only because I already wrote it, not because it's actually super helpful. Yeah, there we go. Consolidate some lines of code. Yeah, that's it. Load from save data. Well, I think here's what I'm considering. Basically just if they're holding an item force them to enter the drop-off item state. What if we just save the state machine, though? What would that do? Like, is there a problem with just restoring what state they're in? I have to be very careful about saving states. Hey, Spike, what are you doing today? We're working on worker and customer behavior, or worker and adventurer behavior. So it used to be that your workers just wander all over your town, even if they had nowhere to go. And sometimes they'd be holding an item and they just wander around town, and people would get frustrated. So now we're making them wander with more purpose. And I'll show this off in just a second. But let me finish thinking through this problem that we had. What if we persisted all these states? We'd have to persist them with any private state that they have in here, or trust that entering the state will work for us, which I don't think it will because of what's written here. A state prior to this will have added a target item source component. Yeah, I don't think we can do that. I don't even know if this is a smart thing to do. But if they did enter the drop-off item state, does this ever check to see if they're not holding an item? It doesn't. Oh man. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's close out of all this stuff, go into worker, and make a public void. Actually, wait a sec. Is this only ever called from that one spot? Because we could just make this like set state correctly. Skip tutorial. What's this do? Yeah, so it's just skip tutorial, and that's a debug function, so we don't have to worry about that one. But we can make a public void set state after loading. So if they're holding an item, if, wow, how did it know? Okay. Get their state machine component and set it here, wc.statemachine.transition to drop off item. And if they're not holding an item, then transition to the wander state. And that's it. And then in the entity factory, we just do that. Easy. Possibly. Now we need to test it. So we delete all of this code because that was hacky. That's the entire reason I wanted to do things the right way, is because here we have a condition checking to see if a shop is null, and that condition happens to match what another state does, which is a really, really bad idea, because if those things ever get out of sync, wait, right? This checks to see if the shop is null? It probably does. I don't know. Let's just find out. Hey, Ski. All right. So we just got to load from a save file and hope that everyone goes and waits near where they should be waiting. Nope, they all broke. Oh, wait. Oh. That's because I made their speed 0. They didn't break. They're just not moving. I glued them to the floor. Sure would love to speed up our build times. All right, does it work? Please work. Please don't have more work for me. Good. Good. Now, as soon as I pick an item, some of them should move. Good. Okay, great. Yeah, now let's add 1 million customers. And watch as these workers descend with their potions. Yes, do it. Perfect. Now they'll go get more items. Now they'll buy these. The little goofballs. Yeah. Nice. Nice. exactly what I wanted. And the only errors are just saying we don't have enough unique customers. Got to click the button a bunch of times. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, nice. Now we can just delete all this stuff. So the only changes we have left at the end of that are these two files. Fix bug with loading from a save file. We always restore. Oh, I was about to say the word workers, but this is a problem with adventurers as well. Oh. Drat. Okay, fine. Let's do that too, I guess. Kind of shows that this shouldn't be done this way, huh? They have two different kinds of state machines, though. But they are transitioned by their name. And the state machines extend from the same thing, don't they? Worker state machine component? Oh, no. That's a game state machine. Wait a second. This might work. Do customers or do adventurers have this? State machine component. No, are you kidding me? Oh, man. It's a game state machine. Why don't I just make this, though? This extends from game state machine, right? It doesn't. Yeah, that's too bad. All right, well then fine. Let's just make the same function over an adventure for right now. It's practically identical, which is what's unfortunate about this. In fact, it might actually be identical. Yeah, well, it would be. This doesn't work, though. There's some other, like, walk to portal. Yeah, state machine dot transition is what we want. Do we just store this thing here? Oh, and then public should come before private. Did I not do that over here? They were all public. Okay. So that means that adventurers were broken in the thing that I just looked at, and I just never noticed. Or that they didn't carry items because I never upgraded that. I don't know which state we were in. We're about to find out. So are any adventurers holding items right now? Oh, no one's holding anything. Oh, adventurers don't even start from the portal. All right, well, can they hold items? No, I don't know if they can. Will they carry them? Yes, they will. Okay, so let's wait until they're all carrying them. And then save and load. No, wait, that won't work. We've got to have the shops be filled. All right, fine. Fill up all the shops. There, now we save. No, we need the adventurers to carry items. Got it. Save, load. So they should go idle just like workers do. So any carrying a potion will stop here-ish. Yes, perfect. Yeah, I think that was broken before this. Be honest, I don't really think it matters too much. Yeah, so we always restored workers and adventurers to the worker wander state. But if they were holding an item and the shops were... Oh, what if the shops aren't full? Oh my God. All right, let's sell one item and then save really fast. And then load. So anything that has a potion should just walk right to the thing to sell a potion, right? Yes. Yeah. If they were holding an item and the corresponding shop was full, then they would stay in the wander state instead of trying to wait near the shop. Now, when loading, if they're holding an item, we set them in drop off item. Yeah. Yeah. I just don't like that this is duplicated now. The way we would stop duplicating this is by storing a generic reference to a state machine that we could then transition between states. So why do we save this thing off? I'm going to commit this first. Let's do that. And then let's write down that we should now get rid of that duplicated code. Adventurer and worker. I said I was going to take a break. I should probably take the break first. Yeah. I'm going to try to stream until the cat starts meowing at me. So we probably have another like hour, hour and a half maybe. Anyway, is it jump time? It's jump time. All right, again, close the game. All right, so get rid of code that's duplicated between these two. The way that we're going to do this is by hopefully storing a generic reference to a state machine that we can then just call transition on. But it all depends on how we're using this right now. And I don't know how we're using this, so let's go find out. So far, so good. What in the world is this? Oh, we call ended battle. Oh. Why do we do this? Workers need to know that you've ended battle. For one specific thing? The very beginning of the game? Oh my goodness. Thanks, okay, next. I mean, we could have this on all state machines. Adventurers could also have this same state machine. Is this even used? Clicked? This is used by NPCs. Okay, what about this? It's probably only used by one thing, I bet. Yeah. It's a guild master. All right, so what if adventurers just had this state machine? Why is that a problem? And methinks it is not a problem. State machine, state machine. Oh, state machine, game state machine. We don't even save this? All right, I have changed the game. Now, what have I done wrong? This needs to have game states now. And now I've probably broken everything. Yes. Because these need to inherit from game state. But then we just don't override their properties. All right, so far so good. This is so dumb. I'm converting my problem into a nail. And then taking out a gigantic hammer. All right, does this run? I haven't fixed anything, but I just want to make sure there are no more build errors. I shouldn't have actually tried to run it. I should have just tried to build it. Man. Okay, so far, so good. Now we change worker state machine component to just be a state machine component. I wonder if this is going to break people's save files. Should probably try loading the save file. I should save the save file before I mess things up. That's a great idea. Copy this to temp/save.json. Yes, override it. All right, now no one let me forget that I saved that. Now we rename this to just state machine component. We rename this to state machine component. We accidentally break everything by pressing enter a million times. What just happened? That should work, yeah. Then we do some other stuff. Should be game state machine component. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so now this is WC. This should be SC. Warcraft turned into Starcraft right there. Anywhere else we have that problem? Yeah, down here. All right, so far so good. Now adventurers need this. Hey, bitch. Yeah, so now we do this like how we do this over here, right? We get this from, we call add child on the state machine. Add child. Oh, we don't need to store this anymore? Oh my God. This is so dumb. Oh man. We're storing it in two different locations now. It's what they call not a smart move. And we could fetch this from the component every time. But man, I don't, you know what I think we should do? We should just have this do this. State machine component. This dot state machine. Yeah, and I'll put that down here somewhere. Just until it stops complaining at me. Should begin with an uppercase letter. Have we done it? Hey, my Warcraft turns into Starcraft. Actually, they just added Starcraft cards to Hearthstone. And Hearthstone used to be called Heroes of Warcraft, so they did put Starcraft in Warcraft. Hmm. What's this? This is a problem, is what it is. Game. Oh, darn it. What am I trying to do here? Trying to make this. And then add this here and make a new thing out of it. This could be either capitalization and it'll be fine. Although this one's technically faster. Okay, so we've done everything correctly. Worker and adventurer now both have a state machine that now we can just call this. Yeah. So we just delete this from both places. Set correctly. It's already on my clipboard, right? Yeah. I'm supposed to be learning coding with this? Yes. You should know 3 codes by now. Entity, entity. We're getting there. We're almost done. It's not even called an entity. It's called a node 2D, I think. Or maybe it's a node. I honestly don't remember. But we have entity, we have all the ECS things. We can just look at that. What does any function take in? A node, yeah. So then this should be a node. All right, now you should know 4 codes. And now we just do this. And we're done. Maybe. These names don't change, do they? I sure hope not. States.workerWander. Okay. This takes in Godot. And then we just call this here. And this. And we're done. States are the states and backup states, just in case the first states are slightly different from the other states. Does that sound like I've got it right? Feels right. It does feel right. And that's all that matters when it comes to coding. It's not, is it correct? It's just, does it feel right? Because the computer is based on feelings. So if I've done this correctly, the only change should be some red code and some green code. Yeah, all this is going to look like it's different. We made these files smaller. Really, the important part here is that we got rid of duplicated code, which I think that's always helpful because it means that if you ever need to change logic, you change it in one place and not in 2 places. So does it work? I do actually enjoy when that happens too. Yeah, Santa Claus is coming to code. Yeah, printers might actually work on feelings or dark summoning rituals. All right, so we load from our saved game here and everything should work the way it used to, which they should all just go stand around here. Yep. And then some should stand over here. And the ones with weapons should stand over here. Did no one have a weapon? Huh. I don't think anyone had a weapon. If I do this, they should go pick up a weapon. Where are these characters going? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. What y'all doing? They're just wandering around town waiting for something to happen? Okay, that makes sense. I think I wanted them to wait around here, but I haven't coded that yet. It's weird. So funny to me. Maybe we should explicitly make them wait sort of more toward the top of the shop so they're not blocking the way. Is that a problem in any of the shops? No. Yeah. Let's pretend to work. I don't think I've ever officially owned a printer. And I haven't needed to print anything in quite a long time. And we have a library pretty close to us, and they allow a certain number of free printing pages per week. It's like, I don't know, 5 pages or something. And then if you want, you can pay them like 10 cents to get an extra page printed. Or just wait an extra day or two. Yeah, so remove, refactor out duplicated code. In the last commit, I duplicated some code between worker and adventurer because their state machines were a little bit different. So I couldn't store the adventurer's state machines in the same component that the workers use. Now, the state machines inherit from the same base class, so I can store them both in the same component, so I can remove the duplicated code. No one's probably ever going to read this stuff again. So you might wonder, why do I type so much there? And it's called compulsiveness. Just want to make sure this is fine. It looks fine. Yeah. We used to save this, so I guess all of these involve a reference to a node now whenever we change this stuff. Does kind of make me wonder if we should have just cached it. Oh wait, doesn't this mean we're saving the state machine? What? Yeah, hold on a second. If I load and then save and then quit and then look at the save file, component ID for the state machine is 28. Does 28 show up in here? No, it doesn't. So we don't save that. How? Because we didn't put serializable on it. Okay. They still want printed invoices? Wow. One of the paper clients wrote us a letter the other day complaining that we used the wrong size envelope. Oh my God, Ski, you already have the printer. So you need to print out that chat message and just put it on your wall. And anytime you're feeling bad, just look at that. Because that is hilarious. One of the paper clients wrote us a letter to complain that we used the wrong size envelope. Man. Wow. You know, it'd be funny. We all probably have a picture of someone in our head, but now imagine if they're just totally the opposite of that. Like there's some like 19-year-old tech savvy person and they're just like, you used the wrong size envelope. I will not stand for this. Lack of professionalism. All right, I think this is the last thing that we need now. I'm not doing this. When a worker isn't holding an item, idle near the portal or warehouse area, since that's the only place that items can spawn. I mean, they're all just wandering around randomly. So if we narrow down the space where they can wander, I think that would be good. The picture in your head is absolutely correct. You mean the first picture. I love the smaller and smaller envelopes idea. Reminds me of that Willy Wonka. Is it Willy Wonka that had that? Yeah, the tiny room. Yeah. Just do one of those with their envelopes. Okay, so when a worker is not holding an item, idle near the warehouse or something, and they also can't pick up an item, and there aren't any to pick up. All right, where do we have that? Worker wander. I guess it's not really gonna be wandering around so much. Find item to pick up. We can just check to see if there's nothing. And then go hang out somewhere. Hang out where? I guess the town can just decide. Yeah. And I think this general area is pretty good. So let's just pick something in there. Do star-shaped envelopes exist? From a quick search, no, they do not. But I think that would be pretty funny. Cut out their invoice shaped like a star or an origami crane or something like that, and then put them in a star-shaped envelope. Huh, kind of surprised they don't exist. You could just print out two little stars and then glue them together, right? I guess. I don't know how you'd open it. Envelope origami. I mean, if you think about it, an envelope's like the only thing you actually have to fold to use. It's already practically origami. All right, so we'll make a new region in here. And we'll call it the worker idle area. Yeah. And its shape. If I change the size of this, is it going to change in the other scene too? Nope. Pretty good. All right, so we're going to put this right around here. I don't really think they should idle there, but I kind of want to see what it'll do. This will probably break the tutorial. Yeah, I'll probably break it. Make sure this doesn't break the tutorial. All right, well, there's our spot. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to return a Boolean from this, and this will return true. And this will return false. Yeah. And then from here, if you also have not found a warehouse item, then wait a second. This doesn't make any sense. What am I doing? There's this base process. Base wander. What uses this? Oh, customers. Oh, we can't do that. Yeah, no, this is stupid. All right. In fact, everything I just tried to do is stupid. So let's get rid of that and just instead of this code, we'll just put this here. Destination get wander target. This is just a vector too, right? Yeah. Easy peasy. So we get the town component, or I guess town equals that. And then town.get random, whatever it's called. What I call it over here? Get random worker idle position. Yeah. Cool. Then paste this into the town. And it's going to be the same thing, worker idle area, which is the same thing we had in shop. Except it's not called shop, it's called the worker idle area. All right, we can just get this wherever, it doesn't matter. And then the usage of that from up here. All right, let's try that out. We got a really, really good sale on the incorrect envelopes and figured no one would ever care, so why not? We were wrong. Our return address, it's slightly blocked by the envelope and doesn't fit. Man. You know, I know this sounds silly and I know we're laughing at it because I don't know the people involved, but you never know if this came out of like, oh, if you ever see something slightly wrong, maybe it's a scam. And maybe, yeah, that person was just concerned about like, I was so worried this was a scam because your return envelope or your return address is cut off and it shouldn't be. And my, grandson taught me that these are the details I should be focusing on. And yeah, it looks like everything's horribly breaking. Yeah, it is horribly breaking. But how? Because there is no town here? Not set. What? Did I not save that? Worker idle area. Oh, it's inside of regions. Oh. We don't ever do that, do we? No, we don't. Wait. That shouldn't matter. What am I talking about? Worker idle area. No, that shouldn't matter. Let's set a breakpoint there. Email password be password. Hey, their grandson didn't teach them everything. It says it's not null here. I don't think I've ever even seen that. Node not found. Oh. This is because it's got to be under the town node. Man, I never liked this. That should hopefully fix this. I'm a little concerned that this is going to look weird. Even if it works the way I'm picturing in my head. So let's try it out. Is this set now? Yeah. All right, so that should fix any bugs that happened. But now these characters are just going to walk to like here and then stop if this works. Which, like I said, that's what I wanted. They're not stopping. Oh, they're just wandering around this area. We could make them stop. But by just wandering around here, I guess they're always at the ready. Yeah, so now if we added in items, they'd be right there to pick stuff up. Except for the rogue doesn't know how to pick things up. Whoa, what are they doing? Where are you going? You can't walk through a tree. How? What? How did that even happen? There are boundaries for that. How did you do that? I want to get a picture of that. They went rogue. They're going dark. Let's see. Yeah, what are you doing down there? How did they even make it over there? Oh, because of that. Oh my God. Okay, well, let's fix that. I think the best way to fix this is just fix the environment. Where's the nav region? Here it is. All right, we just take this, paste the, oops, oops. Yeah, just block that off. They need to be able to get there because of the town hall. Well, I think you're thinking of the tavern. The tavern is here. They need to be able to get through here because of the tavern, but they don't need to be able to get to here because of anything. So we can just block that off completely. And then that should fix that. Good job ruining my work. By putting in one new nav thing. All right, so now they should never walk down there. Yeah, it's working the way I want, but you can see them going down here just to turn around immediately, which looks a little bit weird. It does kind of make me wonder if they should just sit around. Actually, this is where having an upgrade would be pretty cool. There could be benches that you install here, and your workers and adventurers go sit on the benches, and then they're right there ready for you to get items and stuff. I don't think anyone would upgrade that because the other upgrade we have is adventurer speed. This one. And if you just make your adventurers move faster, it doesn't really matter if they're over here. They're going to still take like 3 seconds. Add some benches. Yeah, the other thing is I think we'd probably want sitting animations. So conclusion is I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. What if they just stood around? Would that look better or worse? I think it'd probably look worse. Well, let's try it. Where's the stand thing? Stand animation. Where is this? Why is this hard to find? Get character stand frame. Set up texture. Okay, I don't remember where I put this, but it's in one of the different scenes. I guess the wait for item thing. This does it, right? Yeah, set entity is standing. So in worker wander, when they leave the state, let's set that they're no longer standing. And if they make it to their target, just don't find another target, I guess. Add wander to location. This should only happen on entering the state. Then once they arrive there, they just stop. So stupid. Give them clues when a battle is running, make it more likely that they'll go there. I think I'm going to undo all of this stuff, but I want to see what it's like if they just go stand around. This has when they reach their target to remove the component. I'm going to put this up here, and I guess this up here. And I'm actually going to get rid of all of this stuff. Town dot random position. This goes here. Add this to capitalized entity. And when it reaches the target, do two things now. Remove the component and set that they're standing. And we just need event args. I didn't even press enter, so I don't know how that happened. Okay, so now if I've done this correctly, they're going to walk to somewhere near the portal and then just stand there and stare at you. Let's click this button and watch what happens. They're hiding behind the tree. To be honest, I like this better than I like the other thing. I kind of wonder, maybe what we should do is they walk wherever, but they occasionally come back, walk over here, and kind of pause here for a bit. I think that would look a little better. Are we missing one of them? You're the warrior, archer, paladin, witch doctor. We're missing the mage. Where's the mage? Let's send them into a battle and see where they are. Oh, there they are. They were behind the other tree. Yeah, so now if we grant a bunch of items, they'll, well, I was going to say they'll spring into action, but they actually won't without me making them hardworking. There we go. Oh, they're just standing there now. I broke their wander state. I'm actually not sure how that happened. Although, like I said, I'm going to probably revert all of this. But how did that happen? Because they should go into this. Drop off item. Do they just not want to do work anymore? What about a thought bubble about the gate or some battle icon? I don't think this is, so I think the thought bubble is for flavor and for sort of indication and education. I think those three things. This is more about proximity. This is like, I want them to be close to where something's going to happen, and the only place that something can happen is in the warehouse or at the portal. Oh man, what is wrong with my eye? Hang on a second. God, this hurts. I don't know what just happened. Feels like an insect crawled in my eye. Okay. This is not getting better. Hang on a second. Let me go find eye drops. Oh, what in the world? I don't know what's going on right now. Never felt this before. Okay. I had to focus while putting in eye drops. Let me see if that makes them better. A different kind of bug. All right, I'll just wink all stream. I'm a pirate now. Oh man. I don't know what that was. Ooh. Yeah, so what was I thinking here? Drop off items should actually work here. As long as there's a destination. Did it not find a destination? They're all just standing there. Oh, because they don't have destinations. But why didn't they wait at the... Oh, because there is no shop. That's why. Okay, so as soon as I build this, they're going to all fix themselves. Yeah. And then they'll go wait up here. Why did that one stand around? Oh, because its spot was taken and didn't find a new one yet. Okay, cool. Yeah. So how do we feel about that? Them all just waiting here. I kind of like it. Yeah, I kind of like it. Well, anyway, here are the options. Wander around any part of town forever. Wander around near the portal, or stop near the portal. Or I guess like some combination of the above. You code them to do the dance that all the kids are doing these days. I mean, we can code them to do anything. What should we code them to do? Like the Pokemon ones that just blurt out random stuff. I think it would probably make you think you can click these, but you can't. And they're just staring at you without blinking. Like my cat when the bowl is empty. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like how they can get stuck behind trees, although that we could fix. We could just move the trees actually, or not have them pause behind there. Yeah, I'm torn. All right, let's list out some pros and cons. Pros and cons of having them stop. It differentiates them from customers. Customers actually can stop, but they don't all that often. Puts them closer to where they'll need to be. The only things that can happen of interest to them are battles and picking up items. Yeah, what are the cons? It may make players think they can interact with the adventurers. I think we need better animation to make them move every so often, or sit them in a bench or something. Yeah, it looks bizarre. Okay, well then what's the next best thing? Just having them wander near the portal, I guess? Yeah, it does. It looks stranger the more I see it. They're just not moving. They're just staring at me. All right, go into battle. Stop staring at me. Next best thing, I guess, is having him wander around. Yeah. The visitors walking around makes me think of Theme Park from '94. I don't think I played Theme Park, but I played Roller Coaster Tycoon. This looks very similar to Roller Coaster Tycoon. Huh, there they are looking at the camera. This is actually pretty impressive for 1994. When did Roller Coaster Tycoon come out? 1999, wow. Okay, so wandering around near the portal or wandering around near town. I'm gonna delete all this stuff. Oops, we need this still. Hey, Jedi Potato. Everything's going well, yeah. We're trying to improve worker and adventurer behavior, and I think it's mostly done. There's just one question remaining, which is what should happen when an adventurer worker doesn't have an item in their hands? So what used to happen is they would wander up here, up here, up here, up here, and then over on the sides. So they basically just go anywhere in your main town area. And what I just made them do is only confine themselves to like this rectangle, which I still think looks a little bit weird. Maybe they should walk anywhere in like this big rectangle. But yeah, when they have items now, check out what happens. So let's say I grant a bunch of potions and stuff. Now they'll try dropping off their potions at the shop, but when two make it here, the other ones will just go and wait. And then when an item gets purchased, then they'll go and try to place it again. So I like this change. I think this is a little better, and at least they're not staring at you because they're holding an item in front of their faces. Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's good. So we changed that. We also made it so that they won't pick up items from your warehouse unless there's a destination. So for example, here you can see there are workers just walking around. It used to be that they would just go pick up these items anyway. Now they won't do that. If you do have a destination, so if I build an armor shop, then they'll come pick these up. Now they pick up the boot and the helmet and the cloak, yeah. And then they'll have to wait over here just like before. The customer is also just standing there. Yeah, so I think that's the last question is just where should these things wander around? Because I think I like the wandering logic. And I think we just extend this upward a bit. So instead of here, we put this like here. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, all right. Let's see how that looks. Think it'd be fun to have them stroll around, even stop to visit with one another talking. Yeah, I think there could be a lot of flavor things eventually, but just the like primary functionality for right now is what should they do when they don't have anything else to do that gets us through Next Fest, pretty much. All right, so yeah, they'll wander around up here. And this is, customers don't go up here. In fact, I wonder if they should only wander around up here. But eventually you might have this like filled with item displays. We add a bunch of workers, unlock all the adventurers. Yeah. Oh, they're only picking up potions because I only have the potion shop. Right. Hmm. Now they can pick up anything. Yeah, I like the chatting idea. I think those things can help bring the game to life. Yeah, okay. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with this. Let's check this in. So we added in a worker idle area. We fetched that and we use that here to get where they should wander. This didn't need to change, and this didn't need to change. Yeah, that was it. Starts launching arrows. The rare customer was strolling around the warehouse. I thought you said customers don't hang around. Oh, maybe they do go to the warehouse. Maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about. Let's see. There are all the customers. Yeah, I guess some customers can go in there. Why do they do that? Maybe they can just wander anywhere and I just didn't realize that. Customer wander. Where do they go? They go anywhere. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, never mind. They can go anywhere. I forgot. I thought they couldn't go everywhere. Okay, cool. We should probably turn this off by default. I don't think that's going to break anything. Let's make sure it doesn't. It would be kind of neat if there were just random enemies roaming around the town world and they all were considered to have, let's say, like 10 life. And yeah, your characters could get in random battles with them, but there weren't real battles. It was just like do 10 attacks and you win, and they don't do any damage to you. Just a flavor thing. Yeah, so add a bunch of workers and just watch them wander around in this rectangle. I should probably make it so right-clicking this button adds like 12 workers or something at a time. Because I find myself doing this a lot. Maybe we'll do that next. Yeah, I think this is good. And that way, if there are ever any items, then the workers are all close enough to them. Still just cracks me up. Like all these workers waiting around for customers. Like if you walked into a restaurant and like 12 waiters came over to you, said, excuse me, what would you like to eat? 3 of them got you a drink and 4 of them got you a meal. Yeah, just gave you a shoulder massage. Okay, I'm happy with this. Let's write down that other thing that I wanted to change. Make it so that right clicking add worker or add customer makes 10 or 20 of them. Oh, maybe like 10 of them. Restrict worker wander region. There is now a specific region in town where workers and adventurers will wander when they don't have anything else to do. This region is closer to where the action happens. And I did modify the environment scene, but I actually don't need to modify it. We closed this off, but the region doesn't actually cover that area anymore. So it doesn't matter. So we can just get rid of that change, which I will do. There. So now it is not closed off anymore. Now it is opened. That way it just doesn't pollute the commit because we don't need it. Yeah. Will this scale very, very large? Think cookie clicker level of near infinite numbers? No, it was an explicit goal not to do that. I don't ever want this game to get to like non-human understandable numbers. So like the end game, you should probably be selling things for somewhere between like 1,000 to 5,000, something like that. That's what I'm hoping for at least. It might be that it works out that we can't reasonably do that, but I certainly don't want to get into like you're doing, 1e97 damage per hit or something like that. That's silly. That's very silly. That's traditional idle game territory, and I never wanted to be in that territory for this game. So this is done. So all of these things are finished. Skinner box type of math to gate leveling. Well, leveling is gated by just can you beat the next elite? Because there are only 2 forms of power progression right now, and this may not remain true forever. But one is beat elite monsters, and that gives you +1 level and +1 skill point. And the other is do a quest, and that gives you some amount of health and some amount of power. Now, technically, beating elite monsters is somewhat gated on how much money you have because you need to be able to upgrade the portal, you need enough adventurers. And we'll probably change some more things in the future. Anyway, I've been thinking a lot about this stuff. Like, how can we change how progression works to make it more fun and to address some of the problems we have? But I haven't put a lot of thought into it yet. I want to do some kind of like game design stream at some point where we think about some of these issues. All right, so what is this? Did we already rename this? No, we didn't. This is only for the warehouse. Warehouse. Is this even used? It isn't. All right, well, we're just gonna delete that then. Actually, did it call anything that also isn't used? I wonder where this used to exist. Presumably, I just deleted it, right? Get random build storeroom display. It was called from here, find warehouse item. And I deleted that? What function is that? Worker wander. Now it gets a random actionable warehouse display. Okay, goodbye. Well, that was easy. Get rid of unused function. Money seems to be the experience points, so it'd be likely you'd Skinner box the math progression. As it stands, it takes only maybe 2 hours to beat, but I'm not sure how many more elites you plan to add. So what I wanted was probably like maybe 7 elites in the game. And I was thinking something like 5 to 10 hours of gameplay. I think that's another thing. Like when I think of idle games, traditional idle games, I typically think microtransactions, infinite progression, and like I said earlier, non-human numbers. What else do I associate with it? I guess kind of those things. And then some gameplay mechanics, like typically some kind of ascension system a lot of the time. I don't want any of these things. I want it to be that the gameplay is somewhat idle, but that it is not like an idle game. And even then, I'm not even sure we've leaned too hard into the idle side of things. I think you can actually be pretty active if you want to be. So it's sort of hard to say where this stands. Yeah, the prestige mechanic is what I call ascension. Like, yeah, ascension or prestige. I tend to associate that with idle stuff. And those games are very much like Skinner box driven games. I've said this a bunch of times, but you're basically progressing along a mathematical curve so that you're going slowly at first and it speeds up quite a lot at the end. And then you zoom out and you see that it's just that curve over and over and over again. Whether it's through ascensions or just because you unlocked some new thing that lets you hit the next level of, powers of 10, it's just not. I feel like it plays more on the watching numbers go up than it plays on the actual having fun playing a game. The game built, so I mean, I guess we can say this is fine. All right, so that's done. Make workers be picky about items on the ground. Require that they have an available destination until they're about to disappear. I don't think I'm going to do this either for right now. It's not bad, though. I haven't seen Exponential Idle. Love it if we're closer to 20 hours. Maybe like Call to the Lamb, buy buildings and map cosmetics. Could add more money sinks to extend gameplay and goals. So I think that a lot of games have this concept of like the core game and then some concept of extra content. And I think from pretty much every game, you want the core game to be fun, and then you want the extra content to be like for those who still crave more. But you don't require it. There's no major reason for doing it. Maybe it's some story content, maybe it's some cosmetic thing, maybe it's more power. So what I'm thinking for the core game was, yeah, probably in the order of like 5 to 10 hours. Extra content, it's possible we add in like challenge modes or something, and maybe that extends the game by 200 hours by reusing the same content and changing it up a bit. I'm not totally sure. One of the things I was actually thinking about, and this is not a fully baked thought, so take it with a grain of salt, but what if levels or skill points were randomized like a roguelike game? So basically it said like level up, choose the adventurer to get more powerful. And it presented you with 3 random choices from the adventurers you have. You maybe you've unlocked 10 of them and it says, okay, you can have these 3. And maybe they would have levels, I guess, already. So you're like, oh, I want the archer. I was finally offered them again, and yeah, I want them to go up to level 6. Like, would that be fun? I have no idea. But it's another way of at least making choices and feeling like you're customizing things and still having it be clear to the player what's going on. The problem with something like this is probably that you could get something to be too powerful compared to your other characters. So now it's like every time the warrior shows up, you're just like, why would I want that? Literally about math. Ah, I see. I like them that presents upgrades that way. Yeah, I just, to some extent, I feel like a lot of games are now just taking game mechanics from other games that they know work. And now gamers kind of expect that. Like if you think of experience systems, equipment systems, I think those are like, oh, you're playing an RPG. I just sort of expect those to be there. But it even goes to the psychological hooks that were meant to be meta forms of progression in the game, like login rewards. Login rewards were not meant to actually reward you for anything. They were meant to make you think you were getting rewarded so that you wanted to log in every day and built it in as a habit of you playing the game. But it's not like the game designers don't know these rewards exist. They built it into the balance of the game. So it might feel like a reward, but it really isn't. And I remember making Botland and people were like, can we have login rewards? And I was like, you shouldn't want these as a player. they're not they're not meant to be nice to you. They're meant to hook you into the game. Anyway, I kind of feel that way with even these options of like three of these things are presented to you. How many games nowadays do something like this because it works and because that feeling of randomness and choice is good generally for games. So I don't know. Anyway, I still think if it works, if it makes the game more fun, it's probably worth doing. So I need to think about this, and I need to think of it in a way that actually works for Skeleseller specifically, because there are a lot of other things that are done in this game, like respecing your skills. You're allowed to do that whenever you want for free. So is it clear how this is working now? Do we need to individualize levels again? I don't know. It's a bunch of stuff I need to think about. Equipment drop to help like skills too. Then you get more stuff to customize the adventure. Yeah, equipment is something I'm actively against in this game. And I wrote up a big thing about it, which if you haven't already heard me rant about this, then this is a good read. But someone asked about it on the forums and I wrote this up. Yeah, basically saying why I don't think equipment works for this game. But I recognize it's a player expectation, so possibly it ends up in there, possibly it doesn't. Yeah. The issue is you might read this, and the person who posted read it for sure, but there are going to be a bunch of people out there who are just like, "Oh, bad game. This doesn't even have equipment. You're getting all these items, and there's no equipment in the game." And it's like I can't explain the game design reasons to those people why I don't have equipment. They're just going to be like, "This wasn't a fun game," or "This didn't meet my expectations." So that's the bigger difficulty. Don't want them grabbing things they can't do anything with. All right, cool. I think we're done with this basic code. Yeah. We still have some time, so I can handle some of these other things too. Let's publish this branch. Set up the stages of the fight with monsters based on a budget. Kind of like a puzzle thing. I think these would be like spin-offs of Skeleseller. There'd be like the opposite side of things. Or maybe a different style of game entirely. Improve worker and adventurer behavior. The main changes are workers, say note, I'm just going to write workers now, but adventurers count 2 for moving items. All right, workers only pick up an item if there will be a destination for them. Oh, I also didn't test quests. We need to test both those things. Test quest, test tutorial. Yeah, my bad. Just totally forgot about that. All right, let's go try it out. We're going to build this and we're going to... Oh, actually, you know what I should have done? Yeah, let's go back a step. Let's have this generate only blue potions. I like equipment, loot, roguelite, talent trees, idler type games. Mushing those things together would be neato. Yeah, I'm not sure if you already read the post, but my basic philosophy is this game exists to be fun. It is not something where we're trying to get you to hit barriers so that you can spend money on microtransactions. It's just, have you bought it? Cool. I want you to have fun. So if, regardless of how this ends up evolving over the next few months, that tenet is always in mind. So if I determine that, oh man, equipment would really solve this problem, and yes, it's worth paying the complexity cost, then equipment would be in the game. But if it doesn't, then it won't be in the game. And I think there are these amalgamations of games that just have like every mechanic in them. There's crafting and there's exploration, and there's fighting and trading and whatever you can picture, it's in the game somehow. And I don't know if that makes the game more fun. It just makes you have more things to click. And for some games, it probably works. But yeah, other games, it's just like, well, we have the time and players are asking about it, and we need to hit every single psychographic that exists out there. All right, so we open this up. Oh, wait, no, before we open it up, grant a bunch of items, add a bunch of workers. I want them to wait at the potion shop, but then I want to start the quest. I want to see what happens. Yeah, so now I open the quest up. They are walking over there. That's good. Then they get done with the quest. And then they walk back to the potion shop. And then if I start a new quest, they'll walk back there. Perfect. Yeah, that's all working. Okay, so there's that. Then the other thing I need to test is the tutorial. So let's go through that. I don't think I even changed anything that would affect the tutorial, which I guess is good news, but we still need to test it. So let's go to this, debug 2. Yes, good. All right. All we're doing is making sure that nothing goes wrong here. I mean, so far so good. Where are you going? Okay, good. That's important. You start the battle. Can't move the camera here. That's totally fine. We actually could stop this. What happens if you do that? Uh-oh. I mean, you can fix this state, but that's not intended. Yeah, that shouldn't be a thing. Hmm. All right, so now the skeleton should be coming over here regardless of what I click. So I'm just not going to click anything. Yeah, nice. They better pick that up. Wait a second. I was just thinking, what happens if you pick up the item? I mean, sure, you can still build this stuff, but is there ever a way where you can make it so that the skeleton can't pick up the item? I don't think so, because there'd be a 20-second drop time, and they can't get farther than 20 seconds away. Also, they'd only wander around here. Yeah, it looks like everything's working fine. Is this in the demo? All this stuff is going to be in the demo, yeah. Closing that window is new. Oh, you mean the bug? Yeah, the bug is probably in the demo. Is closing that window new? Yeah, closing the walking to the portal window, I think, is new. I don't think that existed before. Yeah, that probably didn't exist. Anyway, it's a pretty minor bug. Probably need to hide the close button on the very first walking to portal screen. What if someone did this and just closed the game? Yeah, I mean, look, there's a way to get out of that state. And I think it's straightforward enough. But yeah, it's not what we expect you to do, so we should probably stop you from doing it. But yeah, if you close this thing, then you might be like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? But you can't move the camera, and this UI is stuck up there at the top left. So you will eventually probably realize you can just click this and start a battle. And if you don't, then there's really nothing else you can do in the game. There are no signs. There's no way to soft lock yourself. You just eventually click this. So I don't know, maybe we just pop up that whole start a battle thing again if you close it. Or show the click here to start a battle screen again. I don't know. I think just preventing it is good in the first place. But yes, it does look like this is working. So I can go merge this. I haven't finished writing the comment. Workers only pick up an item if there's a destination. There'll be a destination for it. Workers will idle near a shop. I guess if holding an item with no available destination, workers will idle near the corresponding shop. Did I do anything else? I don't know. 295. Closes 295. Oh, I should probably respond to the Steam forums post once I publish a new demo. Publish a new demo. Respond to this post. New fireball in the PR. Is there a new PR? Slime button updates. Change the fireball graphic. Ooh, neat. Yeah, I'm gonna have to merge this too. Looks good. You just click battle map button right before closing it, so I think it's pretty minor. And people, yeah. I think so too. I'm not gonna hold off on pushing a new version just for that. All right, create pull request. Oh yeah, here we could just look at all the changes. Improve worker behaviors. What does it say? Pick up an item from the warehouse if it has an available destination. Items on the ground. Let's always do that. Items can disappear. Way to shop. Randomize idle position. Oh yeah, that was the last two things, I guess. Workers have slightly randomized. What are those times? Waiting and wandering. They don't move so robotically. And the last thing is workers will wander around a restricted region rather than the whole town. That region is closer to the portal and the warehouse. All in all, this should speed up the economy a little bit in the game. Not that that was the explicit goal of this, mostly just to reduce player frustration. All right. I mean, I probably should have looked through this, although I reviewed every individual commit. Just seeing if anything stands out to me as not belonging here. Nah, that stuff I did by adding Boolean and all those functions, I'm not a super huge fan of, but I did it. So, whatever. Yeah. All right. So PR is done. We've tested that stuff. Let's switch back to main. Load this. And run the game. And then this is now merged, so that means that this is closed. Cool. Cool. Yeah, that was a big one. I mean, that took all day. And it wasn't a short day or anything, right? Yeah, no, it wasn't. Come on. Why did this script not work? There we go. All right. Got revamped worker and adventurer behaviors while in town so that they don't just wander all over the place all the time. Yeah, I think it's worth it. I think the last couple days have been a lot of quality of life features that are worth it from the dragging items thing just to like here to drop them in a shop to the being able to battle regardless of what your adventurers are currently doing. Like just start however many battles you want and it'll work. I think those are nice. Yeah, drop zone is a huge quality of life improvement. And there were a bunch of people who were saying things like, oh, I just started a quest and I'm trying to put this onto the signpost here. Well, now you can do that. So yeah. Yeah, I look forward to hearing what someone says when they're a total stranger and they just happen to make a YouTube video. I don't know what language that YouTube video is that I just found. I don't know which one, what they're speaking in. Because the guy who was speaking Chinese in the video that he did could read English. Because I could tell he was scanning the text and then presumably he was translating it for his audience. But I couldn't understand anything he said. So I wonder if it's going to be the same with this new video. And yeah, given that all the text was, I think it was Korean, I don't remember. Given that it was all Korean, I think it's probably verbalized in Korean as well. All right, let's go fix this really fast. Correct. Yeah, we don't need a width here anymore. Problem solved. Fix minor warning about drawing, about filled rectangles. Yep, great. Sync that. And I'll do this one really fast too. Assuming it's easy to do, I don't think we have, actually that's true, we don't have any buttons in the debug menu that you can right click. Add worker. We could add a button with 2 actions. And when it has a second action, it adds a different kind of button. Why is this there? Yeah, I could do that. Add worker 10x. I mean, that's probably what it's going to do. Add button. I think I just want there to be one add button and that we have, what is the contents? What is that used for? Because every call to this is in that one function there, right? Add button. Oh, we could just return the button and then add another thing onto it. Oh, we never used the content. Oh, in fact, I could have just tested this by deleting it. And if it doesn't cause any problems, then we're fine. Rebuild. Yeah, I think we used to use it for something else. So we'll rename this to on left click. And then we'll make an action on right click. And then the button we add is going to be button supporting all clicks. And there's a press, but it's actually left click press. Why is it not working? Oh, you can't do new like that. Is there create? Oh, wait, you can do new like that. Oh, it's just pressed. Yeah, it's just pressed. So this is correct. And then right click pressed is going to be on right click. Easy. Okay, then over here, there is no argument corresponds to the required parameter. Does that work? All right, we're going to try this. So for add worker, we're going to make a new function here that does, I don't know how you do this in one line without doing the link stuff that I don't actually like. For I equals 0. There we go. Anyway, let's try that. That built awfully quickly. So we right click this, it added 10 workers. We left click this, it adds 1. We right click this, it does nothing. Yeah, that was pretty easy. It might have been for the money or something. Yeah, I don't think it's a problem that that still existed. All right, and then same thing here. Easy. Okay, cool. That's the feature. This way, because I end up doing this a lot, where I just want to test, like, what if we added 100 customers or something, and now I only have to click 10 times instead of 100 times. So now if I right click, it should make 10 customers. Yep, nice. Didn't produce any errors, right? No, yeah. All right, cool. So I can add like 1,000,000 customers now. Look at them go. Creating 10 scenes at once is chaotic. All right, yeah. What a mess. What an absolute mess. They're like little bees. It's cool seeing. But yeah, I don't think the game's ever going to get to this point. I think some people want this to be an end state of the game where they're just getting like 1,000,000 items and they're getting sold almost instantaneously. But yeah, it's a cog. Maybe make the game speed go down. Yeah, yeah, I want to do that too. I think that would be good. Is there anything else that makes sense? No, I think that's about it. Maybe grant most things could be like right click grants everything. But even that's not really necessary. Oh god, this is making me sick. Too many skeletons. All right, increase game speed. Do we have a decrease game speed? We don't. Yeah, what if we just set it down to 1 again? Debug menu dot, no, debug menu. Engine dot timescale equals 1. All right, that'll just cause a problem here. We need this to be right click pressed as well. Oh, you can't even do that. There's a button. It needs to be button supporting all clicks. Now right click pressed. And now this thing needs to return that button. And then we just need this to be something that we can do in one spot. So void update speed button, sure. All right, not bad. Remember, this is all debug code. So now if we increase the game speed and then press right click, it'll go back to 1. That actually works, right? Yeah. I know it's expanding the size of this, but again, that's a debug menu. I don't really care. Also, weird things happen when you go back to the title screen and then come back into the game. I think it's set to, yeah, like 5.0625. It's because the only place that truncation happens is right there. In fact, why don't we just fix that? There, problem solved. In fact, we could just have called this here, update speed button. There. So it should never actually say the words game speed on there. It should always be increased game speed, right? Yeah. And now when you do that same thing and go to the title screen and come back, it's correct. Neat. Maybe right-clicking grant items could just give us potions. I'll make that change too. How do you even do that? Add items, all instance data that generate drops. All instance data generate drops. Town and forest. Except for that's only going to be one set of potions. This isn't worth it. I don't think it is, but let's try it anyway. I'm probably going to want this in the future, so I might as well just put it in now. All right, cool. Oh, let's just fix this now. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like more people should say something like I should, so I will. Assuming it's possible. All right, yeah, easy peasy. Add a bunch of debug functions on right click. Will that fit? It will fit. Grant items, grant just potions. Increase game speed, reset speed. What else do we do? Add worker, add 10, add customer, add 10. Yeah, I think that's all we did, right? Yep. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. Whew. All right. I don't think we're going to publish a new demo right now. I think Friday. I want to do this tomorrow for sure. I don't want to do that. Music stuff will have to wait till some other time. Yeah. These things should definitely happen on Friday. Hey, Vince. Okay, then do it. It does help. I think a lot of times that I've heard this as advice was if something takes less than 2 minutes to do, you should just do it. And I think sometimes that's the case. And yeah, you should do it. And sometimes you shouldn't. How many wish lists this week? This week partially included Idler Fest. So just keep that in mind with whatever number we see. We got 348 since. Wait, Idler Fest started on Monday of last week. So that means that it's from Wednesday. And if we look at 2 weeks, it is 499. I guess I didn't do poorly getting wish lists on my own, I guess. It's just that I don't really cycle through a large new audience every week. In fact, I've been looking at the new follower counts through the stream. I think I can just show this on stream. Let me see. Yeah, over here. It shows the follower counts every stream, and it's probably hovering around like, I don't know, somewhere like 5 to 20 per day. Yeah, you see numbers like 4 there a lot. So that means that getting like 8 on those days total. I remember it being healthier numbers for followers years ago. And I don't know what's causing that. I don't acknowledge new followers at all, I guess. And I don't ask for new followers. I wonder if that has something to do with it. And I wonder if it's just there are fewer people in the category just roaming around. So it's the same kind of people seeing the same streams. I applied to be on the Twitch front page for March 1st, which is going to make it a very, very busy day if I actually get it. But we'll have to see because I was rejected for the last time. Memory as a kid makes me less against it for some reason. Yeah. Yeah. Wonder if that daughter will grow up to follow her own advice. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna delete this stuff for now. The festival's not running anymore anyway. Yeah. All right. I think this was a really good day. I think we've gotten a lot done. I think this week has been good. I think we can get this stuff done on Friday. I'll try to push a new build tomorrow so people can use new quality of life features. And yeah, we've got then one more week after that until next fest. And I think we've addressed most of the main stuff. In fact, I should probably set up a user research session. I'll do that tomorrow. Set up a UX session with someone who hasn't played the game. I'm sure she doesn't even remember. I mean, it might be there in the recesses of her memory somewhere, not her even realizing it. All right. I am going to go find someone to raid. Following, no, not following. I want a not following tag I could put on here. All right, so we're looking for people who have low uptime, who are streaming in English, and whom I have not rated before. Wait a second, what? Oh, I didn't pick same category. I'm like, who are these people? Seeing like game streamers here, not game dev streamers. World building in high rise. Okay, this looks like a good pick. They've been online for a little bit long. Is there anyone with a lower uptime than them? This person? 146 versus 135. They're pretty much the same. I'll just rate this first person then. All right, let me go find their stream. Whoops. Nope. I accidentally played the tiniest bit of their stream. I did not mean to do that. Try to leave people's copyrighted content to themselves. All right, kick off the raid. There we go. I will not be streaming tomorrow. I'm going to do some work off stream. I think it's been really helpful for me to just get in the swing of things and make sure that I'm still coding. Here are some links if you want them. I mean, I'm pretty sure people can find all this stuff on their own if they want anyway. But yeah, productive day. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on Friday. Take care. Ciao.